protecting Maduro, has spoken, and you got to hear what he's said. It's in Spanish, but I'll translate. Also, Trump announced that, the cartels, they're going after him in Mexico. The whole vibe of Latin America has changed because of what happened in Venezuela. And now that we're getting firsthand accounts from people that were there, the soldier says they didn't hear him coming. He says the Americans had technology superior to anything they've ever seen. Everything that they were using for radar, for anything, was completely taken offline. They had drones, and the drones were taking out bases and taking out things faster. They didn't have no technology. They've never had to fight against drones. He also talks about that there was only 8 helicopters. There was only 20 men that were sent in. And those 20 men killed hundreds of their men. And none of those soldiers were injured. He talks about it felt like they were firing 300 rounds a minute. Nothing they've ever seen. Nothing that they can compete with. And then he also talks to the fact that the Americans had some kind of sonic shock boom that was sent out, and everybody immediately started bleeding profusely out of their nose. They couldn't even gather themselves because whatever was sent at them made them fall to their knees and vomit blood out of their mouth and out of their noses. They were incapacitated immediately. He says he never wants to go through that again. Doesn't want to have to fight with the Americans again. He's sending warnings to everybody out there that you think you can fight the Americans. You don't even know what their weaponry is like and what they're capable of. 20 men took out hundreds, and that's starting to spread all through Latin America. And now they're not saying, if you want me, come and get me anymore. They're like, oh shit. Especially after Trump says, hey, Mexico, you're on the list too.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Wakak Wadash. This your Aki Majulazil back with another quick lesson. And you could tell by the opening clips, we're in that time, man. And those clips are referring to what happened when this administration went after that president of Venezuela, Maduro. These devils, man, they're not going to be fighting fair. So when these devils come down, when they come down with great wrath, and it's going to be evident, they have everything at their disposal, man. They got all this high-tech technology, all these weapons that the norms are not, haven't really came face to, man, at their disposal. Like this seemed to be, seemed to be an Israelite. It may be a Jake, was explaining in the first clip that the weapons that they use made those men, feel certain ways they never felt. Like he said, there were bloods coming out of their eyes, out of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? He said only 25 of them took out hundreds of their men. They had drones and energy weapons. And then the news article that was played after the clip admitted that this administration used energy weapons against the troops in Venezuela, man. So they got all this high-tech technology, man, that people are not, accustomed of seeing. A lot of people don't even really know the levels of this this technology when it comes to weapon. A lot of people are not aware of what these devils are capable of and what they actually have, man. By that being said, the elect is going to need spiritual intervention, man. And only the elect will be protected by Yahweh Shah, because that it is written that way, man. And I'm going to go into the book of Proverbs 18:10. It says the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and it's safe, man. So by coming into this truth, man, we pray through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai that he will keep us in that dark hour, man, because it's going to get very, very dark, man. Because you could tell now the attitude towards, the attitude this administration has towards, anyone in general, man. They have neglect for anyone's well-being, man. They only have their best interests at heart, man. No one else's, man. They don't care who they may harm in the efforts of getting what they want, man. So that's the mentality of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. That's his whole mentality. This facade that he thinks he's some humanitarian good guy, that's all it was, man, a facade till he gets what he wants. And I think that's why he feels like right now, the moves that they make, by them trying to, move people out of the military, which, I agree with the elders, man. If you amongst, Israel, man, you should not be a part of this devil's military. But they're making steps to try to make the military all white and all male for the most part, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this devil pretty much has everything he needs now. Now everybody else played their part. They got used. Now they want to take over. That's that mentality that these devils have. And I got that. I sensed that through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, through the spirit, years ago, even before I was in the truth, man, that these devils, that's what they do. They feel as though, people's objective is to indirectly help them out. And they'll let you know, thank you for your help. They'll take it from here, man. But also, let me go ahead and get this another precept. This is the book of Psalms. (121), and it's at 7. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forever, man. This is the elect. So the elect of Yahweh Shai is going to be protected, man. Those chosen spirits. We don't know who they are. All we can do is hope. We just know when we hear this truth, man, starting first and foremost through the spirit that was passed down through these men, these true men that are teaching the Bible the way it should be taught, man. So we understand these truths through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, that these men are teaching all the truth, man. So we can see that this devil is gonna come down with great wrath, and actually the earth is filling, the what you want to say. These are the beginning of woes, man. This is just the beginning. I'm gonna grab another precept and then I'm gonna end it. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 54 and 17. And it reads, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. So no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, man. The elect will need and is going to have spiritual intervention, man, because the technology that this devil has, man, you can't stand against it. And in general, man, this devil don't even have to have energy weapons, man. You know, he's what's that saying? He's using overkill, you know, but actually he's just making it easier for him to conquer people, man. You know, he's going overkill. He's using overkill. Like what happened in Venezuela, man, that pretty much that stuff was like overkill. You know, he didn't have to do the things that he did, but he did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Cause just like that, like I said, perceived to be Jake in the beginning of the video, he stated that the Venezuelans, you know what I mean, they were saying come and get us, but now once they witnessed the weapon power that Esau Edom has, they're like, nah, now. They're changing their whole mind. Like anybody that think they can come against this devil, you know, think again, man, because you're not prepared for the type of tactics this devil has when it comes to warfare, man, because the Lord blessed this devil with the sword, man. This is his blessing, man. You know, I'm going to read this again, and I'm going to close it out. This is the book of Isaiah 54 and 17, and this is primarily talking about the elect. Actually, it says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper in this time, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So the righteousness is what? Of the Lord, man. And I'm going to close it out there, man. Hope the body was edified. Till next time, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Again, this your Akim and Julazil, Lord willing. I'll be back with another lesson. Till next time, Shalom, Barakatham, and the Baba Shalom.